So, Musalia Mudavadi, a man who has been in the game for decades, has just decided that he cannot run a single party. He would rather sell his soul. He would rather give away his power. He would rather give away his political influence. He would rather relinquish his sovereignty and his authority for just money. Musalia Mudavadi sold ANC to Ruto. Musalia Mudavadi, an experienced, politician, a bigwig in the Kenyan politics, has decided that he doesn't have the balls to run a party. There are 7 members of parliament, 3 senators, and a governor, and several, MCAs, and he would rather sell it all together. He would rather kill a whole party than keep it. Musalia Mudavadi is a man without a backbone. Understand that it is better to be a party within a coalition, because if you're fed up with the business of the operations of the coalition, you can walk out, you can opt out, you can divorce. But once you dissolve your party, once you disband your party and you join another party, you just become an individual. You actually don't even have any command in that new party. You don't have any power. Remember, having a party within a coalition and you're the boss of the party is like having shares in an organization, right? And this is a significant amount of shares. It's a significant level of command and authority. Right now, Musalia Mudavadi chose to chicken out. He chose to relinquish his power to UDA and would rather be a small boy, a very quiet boy within UDA, than have real authority, have real power within UDA. And we're going to be looking into the numbers, and I'm going to tell you it's crazy. It's actually finished. UDA was a humongous political party. It was this massive, formidable force. But right now, it's become a super powerful force. In fact, Ruto has virtually all the numbers he needs for 2027. Let's look into it. I just told you that Ruto is a genius. Look at these numbers here. So, out of 349 members of parliament, UDA had 144. 144 out of 349. Remember, to have the majority in the House of Legislation, to have the majority in the parliament, you need to have at least 175. 175. And now, Musalia has come with 7 more. So Ruto right now has 151 members of parliament, and he needs only 24 to have the majority in the parliament. We'll talk about 2027 here, because this real significance of this kind of merger, is it a merger or kind of boost, is going to be felt in 2027. So going into 2027, if things remain intact within UDA, nobody dies, nobody walks out, Ruto is going to have a total of 151 members of parliament out of 349. So he just needs 24 members of parliament to have 175, which is going to be the majority. And remember, UDA is just a single party. So having a single party with that kind of power, with that majority, a single party with that number of MPs, bro, this is finished. Okay, so right now, as we speak, he already has the majority in the Senate, because now we're talking about 35 Senate of 35 senators out of 67. So right now he commands the majority in the Senate with 35 out of 67, and this is just one party. Remember, this is UDA with the majority of the Senate. So if things remain intact, bro, and listen to me very carefully, if things remain intact, Ruto already has the Senate in 2027. If all the senators within UDA keep it UDA, he already has the majority of the Senate come 2027. Okay, so Musalia came with one more governor, and we're talking about 23 now out of 47. The governors don't matter really because they're not in the House of Legislation. We only have the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. And the legislature being the house of policy making and enacting laws, that's where the power is, right? That's where the president really can influence the laws and the policies that are enacted in this country. So, yep, remember the DP, the Democratic Party, run by Justin Muturi, walked out of the UDA. I didn't get some good figures. I didn't get the figures of the members of parliament within the DP that walked out, out of the UDA or out of the Kenya Kwanza. Remember that was the Kenya Kwanza. It's a coalition. So the DP walked out of Kenya Kwanza. So obviously it didn't affect the UDA formation, right? It didn't affect the UDA numbers. But of course, as I said, it is worth considering that the DP, the Democratic Party headed by Justin Muturi, walked out of the Kenya Kwanza. But looking at the UDA numbers, bro, this is finished. Ruto needs only 24 members of parliament going into 2027, and he gonna have the whole parliament, the Senate and the House of, the parliament, the Senate and the parliament all together. He gonna have the majority. So if we could get only 24 members of parliament and everything else remains constant, this guy already got it come 2027. Okay, I want us to look into the numbers of the rival party, or the second biggest party, which is the ODM. Let's look at what they have and see if they can make what the opponent come 2027, right? So this is ODM, the rival party. This is the ODM, which is the biggest opposition. So we expect that, of course, they're gonna be allying, coalition, and whatever. But the individual party, ODM, has 85 members of parliament. Ruto, or UDA, let me just call it UDA. So UDA has 151 right now. So 151 minus 85 is gonna be something like 36. Yes, so UDA has 36 more members of parliament going into 2027. UDA, as we saw right now, has 35 members of the Senate. So 35 minus 12, that's 23. UDA has 23 more members of the Senate than ODM, right? So clearly what I just told you is very, very true. Ruto needs only 24 members of parliament going into 2027, and if we can keep it that way, bro, that guy already has the government. Whatever happens at the presidency, you can only guess. I mean, it's obvious. But of course, we understand that there's a real threat from the Gen Zs who can really append the realities. The Gen Zs can really affect the numbers because they can actually choose or vote in a president who doesn't run the parliament or the Senate, right? Yeah, that can very much happen. But as it is right now, Ruto virtually has the government come 2027. All right, so yep, so that really has been the significance or the real implications of the dissolution of the ANC, and just the fact that they've joined UDA. They've just boosted Ruto's command, Ruto's influence, and this might actually sway a lot of MPs going forward. It might sway a lot of politicians going forward because UDA now seems like a sure card, looks like a sure bet. So a lot of them might just join and make it an immovable force, a force that cannot be crushed. So yeah, so we're gonna be watching what's gonna be happening going into 2027. But as it is right now, Ruto virtually got it, baby. That's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share, follow, and subscribe.